Okay, so when you're planning a trip, what's the first thing you grab? I'm guessing it's probably a travel guide, right? A book packed with maps, top 10 lists, and restaurant ratings. It's all about being efficient, seeing the most stuff, doing the most stuff. But what if a guide asked you to do the exact opposite? To actually slow down, maybe even get a little lost, and just listen. Well, we're about to dive into a travel book that wants to flip that whole idea on its head.
And you can see that difference right here. On one side, you've got your standard guidebook approach. It's kind of like a checklist for a city, right? It's all about conquering a place. But this book we're talking about today, it invites us to connect with a place on a way deeper level, to feel its rhythms, to understand its memory, and to see the dignity in its everyday life. It is a totally different way of seeing the world.
So, what is this book? It's called InCity Itineraries Kanpur, where the road shows path, and it's by Ashish Chaddha. You know, even the title gives you a little hint that this is going to be a different kind of journey. It's less about following some pre-drawn map and way more about having a real conversation with the city of Kanpur in India.
What the author's really getting at is this: a city is so much more than just a bunch of buildings and landmarks. He sees it as a kind of living archive, just filled to the brim with stories and memories that are all just waiting for someone to notice them. The whole point of the book is to get us to move beyond just sightseeing and to actually connect with the soul of a place.
Okay, so that brings us to the core philosophy, the big idea that's driving this entire book. And honestly, it's a beautifully simple but really profound concept.
The road itself shows the path. This single line really captures everything. It's this gentle reminder that some of the best, most meaningful travel experiences, they happen when we just let go of our rigid plans, when we allow ourselves to be guided by the city's own energy, its own rhythm. The real discoveries, you see, are made in the journey itself, not just when you arrive at the destination.
So how do you actually do this? Well, the book offers a really simple three-step guide. First, just walk slowly. Let go of that frantic need to see everything. Second, listen deeply. Pay attention to the sounds, the voices, even the silences that make a place what it is. And third, find the meaning in the process of discovery, not just in checking off a location. It's a much more mindful way to travel for sure.
This book is a really perfect example of a genre you could call experiential travel writing. Now, this style is way less about giving you practical tips and more about exploring the emotional and, the intellectual feeling of a place. Think of it like a mix between a travel diary and a personal essay, where the journey you take on the inside is just as important as the one you take on the outside.
So, what does all this actually look like in practice? Let's take a look at how this philosophy completely transforms the way we might see a few specific places in Kanpur.
So, take a public park, Ganesh Udyan. In a normal travel guide, this is just a green dot on a map, right? But here, it's framed as a space to think about the whole idea of play itself. I mean, in a world that is so obsessed with productivity, what does it mean for people to just be, to find joy in these unstructured moments? It's a big question.
Or how about the ancient step wells in Albasta? They become way more than just some historical site. They're presented as a meditation on the art of waiting, on the importance of patience, and on those slow, deliberate rhythms of community life, where for generations, people gathered not just to get water, but to connect with each other. And it's not just quiet, historical places. Even a super busy, chaotic market like Brahana Road gets transformed. It's no longer just a place to buy and sell stuff. It becomes this incredible celebration of human industry, like a vibrant theater of daily life, where you can really see the dignity of labor and feel that energetic pulse that makes the city tick. The book just shows us how to find these profound meanings in the most ordinary things.
And the book doesn't stop there. It explores a whole range of other places in Kanpur, from public gardens like Fulbagh and even the Green Park Cricket Stadium, to the ISKCON Temple, the City Museum, and various markets. And every single location is approached with that same sense of curiosity, that same reverence, as if it's a story just waiting to be told.
Now look, this is a beautiful concept, but let's be real for a second. Is this approach for everyone? We should probably take a look at the strengths and the limitations of this kind of guide.
So here's the breakdown, really. The big strength is that this book offers a deeply personal and emotionally powerful experience. It'll absolutely change how you see a city. But on the other hand, it's short, only 83 pages. And if you're looking for, restaurant recommendations or museum hours, you're just not going to find them here. You could say it's a book for the heart, not the itinerary. So what's the final verdict?
Well, InCity Itineraries Kanpur isn't a guidebook in the way we usually think of one. It's really a piece of literature. It's a companion for a thoughtful traveler. Its goal isn't to help you find your way around a city, but to help you find your way within it.
And you know, the most powerful takeaway from this whole thing is that you don't actually have to travel to some faraway land to have this kind of experience. This is a mindset, a philosophy that you can apply to your own life right where you are in your own community.
This book is really challenging us to see our own surroundings with fresh eyes. It's an invitation to go out and rediscover the hidden stories and the layered histories that are all around us, in the places we walk past every single day without a second thought. It's all about finding the magic in the mundane, you know? The extraordinary in the everyday.
So I'll just leave you with this question to chew on. The next time you walk out your front door, forget about where you're going for just a minute. Just walk and listen. What stories is your own street trying to tell you?